Good morning, Charlotte. She's like, what the hell, dude? Hello. All right, what's going on, man? Good morning. First and foremost, happy May. I feel like the spring and the summer is starting to come out. Everybody's going outside more. Things are just looking up. But anyways, you guys, I realized something today and I wanted to do a kind of little different type of video. And that was, I've never done a proper day in the life of a photographer slash filmmaker and kind of show you guys what I do on a daily basis. So the goal for today is I'm pretty much going to take you guys with me. We have a client shoot here at noon. I'm going to show you guys the gear that I have packed up and how I approach one of those shoots. After the client shoot, I have a couple of different errands to run. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys essentially how I operate. So with that said, let's take a quick look at our gear here today. So the shoot is only supposed to be about an hour and a half long. I mean, the final product is going to be around like a 15 to 25 second video. We have a couple of different lenses. The first one is the 28-75 by Tamron. This is kind of like my run and gun lens. And I honestly use this for capturing really small detail because this has a really close minimum focus distance. So I can go to 50mm and get nice and tight up into those shots. Secondly, we have a 50mm 1.8. This is the one from 7 Artisans. Got an extra battery. Business card holder right here. Great card, which is inside of this pouch. And then as for the camera, I am going to be using the Sony FX3, but that is what I am filming on right now. So obviously you can't show that, but that is what I will be filming on. Oh, forgot to mention my bag. This is the Clever Supply Co. bag right here. This is their camera sling. Literally the best thing ever. Fits everything all in one. And just like that, we're ready to go. Now the client shoot today is going to be a coffee shop. We're gonna be doing a quick little video campaign for them. But before the shoot, I need to head out to the store, grab a couple of things for the shoot itself. So we're about to go head out right now to grab that stuff and then make our way down to the shoot location. So yeah, welcome to a day in the life of a photographer slash filmmaker. Let's go. In such a rush to get out, I literally almost forgot the most important thing right here, the mist. All right, so I'm pretty excited about today's shoot. I think mostly because this is gonna be something a little bit more different than the stuff that I usually do. Honestly, it makes me super uncomfortable when I'm entering territory that I don't necessarily usually kind of mess with, and I just feel like it's gonna push me out of my boundaries of comfort and force me into really trying to utilize my creative side. And I just want to make something that I feel like I'm happy with at the end of the day. And I know 100% I'm gonna put everything that I can into today's shoot. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man, there are days like this where I enter a shoot honestly very, very afraid. But we're gonna crush this thing, man. Let's go. So we're gonna grab some coffee right now, hopefully hit the store really quick, and then head straight to the shoot. All right, so we're gonna need some blueberries. Right here, this is grapefruit. We're on a mission, we're looking for the best looking grapefruit. What is it?
Single grapefruit. What are we doing with it?
People are probably wondering, like, what in the world? Why do they have a grapefruit and a blueberry?
The ugliest grapefruit
The ugliest one too.
you'll ever see.
But it's gonna be the most gorgeous on camera. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you, I lied about that. I didn't really.
I think the tiramisu is their most popular one, but I'm not a tiramisu person.
We were talking to the owner in the beginning because I was like, yo, if we're gonna be filming this during hours of operation, is it gonna get in the way? And she said it was fine. And I think it worked out pretty well because the shoot went really well, but I'm not gonna lie, it was really challenging. There were a lot of things that I couldn't control. For example, like the lighting. I knew going into this that I wasn't going to be able to bring my lights inside because there's people coming in and out, and I don't want to have like wires and gaffer's tape everywhere. So I did bring my lights, but I didn't even get to use them. Luckily though, I had an assistant today helping me with the shoot, and we were able to get it done, and I think it turned out really well. So the plan now is to grab a bite. We have 4 different coffees from their seasonal menu, but now we're hungry, so we're gonna go get something to eat, and then later on tonight I will take you guys back home and kind of walk you through the process of, you know, the rest of what I do with the footage and how I dump it and how I edit as well. So let's get some food. What are you craving?
Pizza.
Pizza? Okay, let's go. Alright, so the reason why we're on a pizza kick is because we tried some pizza in New York and we freaking fell in love with it. It was a margarita pizza. It was like the most basic thing you could get. But since then, we've, you know, been all over California looking for a pizza that could stack up to it. And I don't think we found it yet.
Everything sucks.
Alright, here's the pie. What do you think?
Serious? Like, not exactly, but close.
Alright, after 3 hours and probably 45 minutes, we finally made it to our destination, man. So I'm currently out here at Morro Bay. Really beautiful landscape that I've been wanting to shoot for a very long time, and really just make some pictures, you know, just for the fun of it, just for, you know, the sake of documenting and making good work. Now honestly, just pulling up here, there was a lot of things I wanted to stop and take photos of, but nothing beats the view that I have right now. You got these 3 giant, I think they're like, I don't know, gas pipes or whatever, kind of just settling in the middle of a neighborhood. Has this nice kind of eerie feel to it. And then of course you have the beautiful Morro Rock, which is something like the top of a volcano or something like that. All right, so in terms of camera gear, what did I bring today? Well, I got the Pentax 6.7 right here. This is kind of like my main workhorse, medium format camera. And then I have the 55mm f4, which is like my wide angle lens for this system. And inside of my box here, I also brought the ever so famous 105mm 2.4. So this is gonna be my main rig for today. I didn't bring the Leica, I didn't bring any other 35mm film cameras except for a few disposables, because I'm working on a little video testing out all the different types of disposables available on the market today. But that's the goal, man. We're gonna explore Morro Rock today, explore Morro Beach, and hopefully make some bangers. So it has been quite the day so far. I am beat. It's probably about 5 hours in. It's around 6 o'clock right now, so the sun is gonna set around 7:30. So I went back to the car. You know what? I had to get the Portra because we are about to capture some freaking absolute vibes right here. So you know what, the sun is clear up in the sky. There is very, very minimal clouds up in the horizon here, so I'm hoping there's gonna be some really pretty colors at the very end of the day here. Pink, blue tones that you love and see from California sunsets. I hope that it comes out today. All right, let's get out there. I think I got one photo of him, maybe one or two, but it was really cool because there's a bunch of like kayakers on the edge here, so. All right, what's going on, you guys? So this is actually day 2. I got really busy yesterday and I couldn't even film whatever else I was doing. Everything else that we did, my girlfriend and I basically just went to grab some pizza, as you guys seen, and I had like a Zoom call around like 7 or 8 p.m. That went really well, so we got some big news coming up here very soon. But yeah, it's 11 a.m. the next day. I went thrifting this morning and tried to shoot a video then, and it's kind of hard to, you know, balance content, because something that I do personally is called batch filming, where I take, you know, the first 3 to 4 days of the week and I basically film all of my content within those first 4 days, all the content that I need for around 2 weeks. So it's like a non-stop grind. Then after, I try to give myself like a day or 2 off where, you know, I kind of just do things that I want to do, things that are fun, whether that be going out to shoot, whether that be making work for my book, all that stuff. And then after that, the week following, it's mostly an editing week. And so I'm literally stuck at this desk for hours and hours of the time. And that's when you'll see, like on my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, I'm always posting my setup because I'm literally at my desk probably 8 hours of the day. Honestly, maybe even 10. But the shoot that we did, I'm editing right now, actually. I have to do 2 different edits, one with a more kind of trendy, catchy song, and I'm going to overlay that later on Instagram. And then I'm also doing it to like one of the songs that I have chosen as well. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, it's been a little tough getting all the details. This is a very different style of video than I usually do, but you guys are about to see it here in literally a second. But really quick, let me show you guys a quick preview. All right, so I just finished the sound design on the edit, and it took longer than I expected. Who knew getting like coffee ground sounds would be so difficult? Because a lot of what these sounds are that you would get like naturally from the ambient noises on the coffee shop, you know, they're just not available typically in the service that I use is Epidemic Sound, but it's not sponsored. So a lot of this is improvised. So like crash, debris, dirt, crescendo, whoosh, let me see, skee ball return. That's gonna mimic the sound of blueberries, which you guys can see right here rolling on the ground. Or I should say tabletop. Let's see, what else we got? Magic Twinkle. Just a whole lot of different, a lot of work just getting the sound design right. So with that said, I'm gonna show you guys exactly what it looks like here. You guys are about to see the final project. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. So it's all coming together, making sure that everything lines up with the actual footage, and then I'm gonna render it out to 2 different edits and we should be good to go. And as you guys can tell, it's again another different day. I don't know why, but I completely forgot to record an outro from that entire segment, and so I'm doing it now, which is funny because I'm literally editing that video as we speak. But you know, I wanted to end this video on a very positive note and really cap it off by just talking a little bit about some of the struggles that I face as a photographer slash filmmaker. Now here's the thing, you know, the world is extremely competitive. People out there are literally grinding, putting in work and doing all of this great stuff. Chances are if you're watching this at the very end and you know you're sticking with it, you're probably doing the exact same thing. Put the camera down. But I want to remind you guys about something that I learned about from my dad years and years ago, and this was before I even started photography, but has stuck with me ever since. He always said that if you are going to be doing something that you love for work, like it's a passion, for example, you got to accept that there are going to be times where you're going to need to think logically. And with that said, a lot of photographers slash filmmakers these days, they're working on jobs and gigs that don't necessarily, you know, scratch that creative side that they kind of crave. And in a lot of ways, I feel like I have, in the last couple of weeks and months, experienced this exact problem. There's going to be shoots, there's going to be videos, there's going to be content related things that, you know, you don't want to make, but you need to in terms of work. And I started to run into this really negative mindset that like, man, I'm going to start declining a lot of these, you know, little jobs and gigs that I don't really feel like necessarily is projecting me forward. But then I remembered what my dad told me. Now, I'm not talking about this video in particular, but you know, there are like client shoots that I have where I don't necessarily always feel the creative outlet in it. You know, a lot of times they present you with this objective and then you have to make a shot list surrounding that, and it's strictly just an objective based job, you know what I mean? So you kind of have to learn how to differentiate, you know, objective jobs where you have to just kind of do it and go through the motions, versus those subjective jobs where you have a little bit more control, a little bit more say, a little bit more freedom to kind of play around with. And you know, the goal at the end of the day is to get a job that has both of those things combined, so that you still feel like you have nice creative control, but you also are still following the guidelines that I've set for you from the client. So as a photographer slash filmmaker, that is really the balance that I'm looking for currently. But at the end of each and every day, the cold, harsh reality is if I don't do any work, I am not going to be able to eat. I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. I'm not going to be able to do anything. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, you know, if you have something that you're working on that you don't necessarily feel super inspired by, stay in the pocket, stay objective, be a professional, and just do your job. This is why I have passion projects like my photo book. That way I can still kind of practice my creative outlet without having it interfere with my work. And if this is something you're struggling with, I highly recommend trying to find that balance, you know, so you don't just get so burnt out. I feel like more and more people who do social media slash filmmaking and photography, they get burnt out so quick because they don't have that balance. And that's something that I'm currently trying to find, and something that I don't have just yet. But that's gonna wrap it up, you guys. My lovely people, thank you so much. We hit 50K on Instagram and we are nearing 170K on YouTube. Really appreciate all of you guys, man. If you wanna learn about how to win some free film cameras, I will be announcing a little giveaway in my next video, so stay tuned to that one. But that's gonna wrap it up. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, Minolta Gang.